Welcome to defenseeye. The information you're about to hear is sourced directly from the India Today website. Authored by Sandeep Unnithan, and last updated on January 28, 2026 at 16:30 IST, this report presents verified details from a trusted publication, giving you the most accurate and up-to-date insight available. Tensions in the Middle East are rising once again as the USS Abraham Lincoln, one of America's most powerful nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, surges into the region with a fully armed and layered defensive shield. This sudden deployment has sent shockwaves across Tehran and reignited a critical question: can Iran truly threaten, let alone sink a U.S. aircraft carrier? While Iran possesses missiles fast enough to endanger American warships, speed alone is not enough. Without the sensors, satellites, and real-time targeting needed to track a moving carrier group, even hypersonic weapons become far less effective. The arrival of the Abraham Lincoln strike group in the northern Arabian Sea underscores Washington's readiness for rapid action, with President Donald Trump holding the option to authorize strikes at any moment. The U.S. Navy has placed enormous pressure on Tehran's strategic calculations. A single American carrier can project immense firepower, and the Lincoln brings roughly 60 A-18 Super Hornets capable of reaching vast portions of Iranian territory. This alone puts Iran in a vulnerable position, especially considering the age and limitations of its conventional air force. Iran's air force, weakened by decades of sanctions and limited access to modern aircraft, cannot match the aviation strength of a U.S. carrier strike group. Yet Iran has compensated in another way, by building one of the world's largest and most diverse missile arsenals. From short-range rockets to intermediate-range ballistic missiles and long-range cruise missiles, Tehran's missile program forms the backbone of its deterrence strategy. Among the most concerning developments for U.S. planners are Iran's claimed hypersonic systems, including the Fateh-2, which uses a boost glide vehicle capable of maneuvering at extremely high speeds. Iran has demonstrated elements of its missile capability through regional proxies. In 2024, Houthi rebels used Iranian-supplied missiles and drones to strike both merchant ships and naval vessels. In the Gulf of Aden, these attacks showcased Iran's ability to extend its reach beyond its borders. Still, launching missiles is only one part of the equation. Hitting a moving target like an aircraft carrier is entirely different, especially when that carrier travels with one of the most advanced protective formations ever created by modern warfare, the U.S. Carrier Strike Group. The Abraham Lincoln does not sail alone. It is shielded by cruisers and destroyers equipped with the Aegis combat system and integrated air defense network capable of detecting, tracking, and intercepting threats across multiple layers. The outer layer includes powerful electronic warfare systems designed to jam or mislead incoming missiles. Farther inward lie long-range interceptors such as the SM-2, SM-3, and SM-6 missiles. Each Aegis destroyer carries nearly 90 defensive missiles, some with ranges exceeding 400 kilometers, and many with anti-ballistic and anti-hypersonic capabilities. This layered defense makes a clean strike on the carrier extremely difficult. Oh, stand any chance of overwhelming this defensive shield, Iran would likely rely on saturation attacks rather than precision strikes. This means launching hundreds of Shahed 136 explosive drones, combined with ballistic and cruise missiles, to overload U.S. missile defenses. Only after forcing American warships to expend their interceptors would Iran commit higher-value hypersonic weapons, hoping to slip one through the cracks. Geography also plays a decisive role. The U.S. Navy will avoid entering the narrow Persian Gulf and instead operate in the open Arabian Sea, using distance and even Oman's mountains as natural defenses against Iranian coastal missile batteries. However, Iran's greatest obstacle is not firepower but targeting. Aircraft carriers are not stationary. The Abraham Lincoln, displacing over 100,000 tons, can travel more than 25 knots and change course constantly. To strike it successfully, Iran would require a fast, resilient kill chain involving real-time satellites, advanced sensors, encrypted communications, and instant missile launch authority. Today, Iran lacks a reliable near real-time satellite tracking system capable of following a U.S. carrier's rapid movements. Without precise targeting data, even the deadliest hypersonic missile becomes a shot into empty ocean. In theory, Iran possesses weapons capable of threatening U.S. naval forces. But in practice, sinking a U.S. aircraft carrier remains one of the hardest military operations in the world. The Abraham Lincoln is protected not only by missiles and electronic warfare, but by speed, unpredictability, and multiple overlapping defenses. Iran can raise the risks, complicate operations, and create dangerous scenarios, but reliably destroying a carrier requires capabilities it does not yet have. For now, the balance of power depends not on who has the biggest weapons, but on who can detect, track, and strike first. And in that race, the United States still holds the decisive advantage.